To Burundi now, where there's growing disquiet about President Pierre Nkurunziza and the apparently lavish state-funded lifestyle the government's poised to rubber stamp. Parliament has already voted to pay President Nkurunziza $530,000 and provide him with a luxury villa when he steps down in May. The draft legislation would also see him paid a lifetime salary and proposes his title is raised to that of Supreme Leader. The country suffered a constitutional crisis in 2015 when Mr. Nkurunziza successfully ran for a third term. His victory sparked violent protests by opposition supporters that were met by a series of vicious reprisals. A United Nations commission last year accused the government of human rights abuses, including executions, torture, and sexual violence. Burundi says the claims are nothing but lies. The country faces fresh presidential and national parliamentary elections in May this year. Well, to look at this in more detail, I'm joined now by Emery, who's the president of the Burundi Movement for Patriotic Actions and Opposition Organization. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Emery. What's the reaction of people in Burundi to these bonuses awarded to Mr. Nkurunziza? I mean, Burundi is a poor country, and I expect, more than $500,000 taken out of the treasury is a fairly large amount, a fortune, in fact.
You are right, Charles. Burundi is a very poor country that has gone through a lot during the political crisis, and now we see this president who have done little for our country, who now is going to be the supreme leader, something that no one knows really what is the power behind that position, because it's just something new in Burundi. But obviously we know that we have seen supreme leader somewhere else, and these are people who have never left power, even though people might think they have left power. In Burundi, the opinion is divided, because obviously you will have people who have helped Mr. Nkurunziza to ruin the country, to root the country, who are very happy. They say, he should get this, lectures, retirement, because he's done a lot. But we know from the record that Burundi is now the poorest country in the world. We know that this man killed innocent, including children and women, when he was on power and prior to him ascending to power. We know that he is nowhere near to be a good image of patriotism in Burundi, but this is what we got now, because he's not willing to leave the power, so he's got to find a supreme position to be there to govern everything that will come under him.
Nevertheless, Emery, was there much surprise when Mr. Nkurunziza, who's been in power since 2005, announced that he would not seek another term in office, despite a new constitution in 2018 allowing him to do so?
There is a mystery about that constitution, because the way it was actually adopted is illegal, so it wasn't adopted in a legal way. And also this constitution has got a lot of things that people, especially in the opposition, we really don't agree with. It's a constitution that was adopted through a referendum where a lot of people, including leaders of opposition, had been forced to leave the country. So it was just a constitution that was tailored to the to suit the requirement of Mr. Nkurunziza. Should he run again, or should he step aside to control the country while he is a supreme leader? So we're not really kind of released just because he's stepping down, because he's not stepping down. For sure, he's going to appoint someone that will be working under him, and you have seen that one of the benefits we'll have is to have a salary equal to the vice president president. So he's kind of still leading the country. And another thing that is really not mentioned here is the fact that, you know, in Burundi, he have created a small group of people who will still do what he was doing, even if he will not be the person that is there in the public to say, I'm the president of Burundi. Everyone that will be working under him will still have to do what he wants. Because in Burundi, we're not fighting one single person. We are actually opposing a system that is there to kill and root and, you know, do everything that is not really constitutional to the country and to its population.
For looking forward to that election in May, are things looking precarious or hopeful from your point of view?
These elections have been prepared in a way that there is no transition that will happen. There is no way any other opposing leader who might want to participate will ever get close to winning these elections because they are there to suit the regime that is in Burundi.
Emery, thank you very much indeed. Jolly nice to talk with you. Emery Igiraneza is the president of the Burundi Movement for Patriotic Actions, and it's an opposition organization.